Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 27 of the San Marino Challenge. Now, today's episode, of course, is the start of Serie B. We've finally made it into the second tier of Italian football. However, if you look at the league table here, the current teams that we're actually versing there are some quality teams, and it's going to be a very tough league to get out of. As you can see, teams like Catania, Verona, Bologna, Palermo, Parma. Of course, some of these teams, a lot of people, of course, Juventus under-23s in there as well. A lot of these teams people will be quite familiar with, and yeah. I think in this first season, our goal has to be, obviously, to avoid relegation. I think it's going to be a lot tougher than what it was when we got promoted from Serie D to Serie C. Of course, that first season we were there, we came 10th, and we made the playoffs in that season. I don't think it's going to be anything like that this season. I think we're going to struggle in a lot of games. I do think we'll pick up some wins here and there. There are a few weaker teams, of course. I feel like AS Cittadella, Bari, of course. Who else do we have? Pordenone, Pro Vercelli. You know, there are maybe Venezia as well. There are quite a few teams in there that we could beat. And then there are sort of some other teams that are sort of in between being good teams and being teams that we can beat. So you never know. We could pull draws. You know, maybe some results here and there against those types of teams. One thing we want to go over, first of all, is the transfers that were brought into the club this season. As you can see, we did let a few players go. Salcuni left to Virtus Bergamo for 18.5k. Samuel Raza, of course, one of the lower league legends, we'll say. He went to Virtus Bergamo as well for 29.5k. So a decent little transfer fee for him. Obviously, we need it. We're currently 667,000 in the red, which is really bad. We let Fabinho go out on loan, purely because I tried to get him out of the club, but no one would have him. They would only offer loans. So he left to ACR Messina. And then the final player let go was Michel Savoli, who went to La Fiorita, which is one of the San Marinese league clubs. And he obviously went on a free transfer. Now, as you can see, the players we've brought in a lot of players from AC Milan. Now, the first of which was Barozzi, who is a left winger. Hasn't really played too much during pre-season, but he's pretty good. He's got decent pace, good crossing, good first touch. He's sort of just the backup to the backup, if that makes sense. He's only 19, good little prospect. As you can see, 3.5-star potential as well on him. The next player brought in was Gian Cecchi. Yeah, Gian Cecchi. We'll go with Gian Cecchi, but it's probably not pronounced that way. As you can see, I'm pretty excited for this guy. He will be back up for this season because I think we have better options at the moment. But he is rated 3.5-star current ability with a 4-star potential. Good pace on him, good passing technique, first touch, good vision, work rate, sort of everything you need for a box-to-box midfielder. And as you can see, he can kind of play there pretty well. The next player brought in was Marco Manafo. Brought him in on a free transfer, was without a club. As far as he goes, I just brought him in because he looked pretty decent for a 19-year-old. As you can see, his stats are decreasing a little bit. There is a club interested in loaning him. However, the window is closed. But I think there is a restricted window. So maybe he might go out on loan. Not really too excited by him, to be honest. The next player brought in was Bashini, who is the player that I was talking about in the previous episodes, who looks to be probably the best talent we have at the club at the moment. Again, from AC Milan, 4-star current ability, 19 years old, only on 425 per week as well. And as you can see, possibly a 5-star potential player, probably wouldn't be that good. But as you can see, bucket loads of pace. Again, very similar to Barozzi. Really good crossing, first touch. And yeah, he's got a little bit more determination about him, so I feel like We need that in the team at the moment, especially, trying to avoid relegation. The next player I brought in was Andrea Trainotti, centre-back, left-footed centre-back. Overall, pretty good. It's hard to find centre-backs that are any better than this at the moment. And I feel like he was one of the ones that we needed to get in. Obviously his preferred foot is left, which is important to an extent. The next player I brought in was Hamza Saki from Auxerre. As you can see, 26-year-old Moroccan. Very, very good player. He's going to be playing the centre midfield position. Overall, if you look at he's not really accustomed to playing the box-to-box, but if you look at his stats, or his attributes, they're pretty well suited apart from his positioning, and of course tackling as well, but I feel like he's more of an offensive or an attacking option coming from the midfield. So I'm pretty happy with him. He was one of the first players we brought in. Of course, these were all these players above Saki were brought in on Bosman's, so before their contract ran out, we had agreed deals, and Saki, I think, was the first that we brought in on an actual... Actually, no, technically he must have still been there when I brought... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that must have been true. Anyways, yeah, I guess he was on a Bosman as well, because I guess all these players were... They must have been. Anyway, the next player brought in was Filippo Sgarbi. I'm not sure if the S is silent. We'll go with Sgarbi, but again, similar type of player to Trainotti. He's a little bit better. I think his mentals are slightly stronger, and he has done really well so far during the pre-season and the 2 cup qualifying games we've played. The next player brought in was another Filippo Pavoni. Brought him in because I didn't think that my main transfer target was going to sign with us. We'll go over him in a minute. But he was brought in. He's a very good, a good quality goalkeeper. I think for this level, he was the option that I was like, okay, well, he can replace San Giorgi. He's a little bit better than San Giorgi. We got him on a backup contract as well, which is good. Because then your goalkeepers sort of don't complain if they're not playing first team football. The next 4 players are players that I am very excited about for this season. The next 3 players were brought in on loan. The first of which was Nuno Mendes. As you can see, 20-year-old Portuguese left-back on loan from Sporting CP, Sporting Lisbon. He is incredible. As you can see, solid defensively, 13 marking, 16 tackling. He's got pace for days, 17 pace. In this league, I feel like that's probably a little bit higher than some of the other teams' left-backs. Good positioning, lacking a little bit going forward, but we're only paying him 100. Well, we're only paying Sporting. Well, we're paying Sporting nothing, but we're paying 180 per week wages on him, which is it's essentially half of what we pay our youth contracts, or our senior youth prospect contracts, if that makes sense, which is ridiculous. So, really cheap, really, really solid left back. Of course, he'll be starting there. The next player brought in was Alessandro Nicoli. As you can see, 17-year-old from Empoli. Again, another loanee. 4.5-star current ability. And I think this guy is going to bang in some goals. He's got 15 finishing, 15 first touch, 15 heading, 13 acceleration, 14 pace. Decent composure and off the ball. Not the greatest in the world. And of course, we play with a deep-lying forward. So, as you can see there, it's pretty well accustomed to... Well, he is pretty accustomed to that role. The next player brought in was Dalibor Budan, Croatian... 20-year-old Croatian from Rijeka in Croatia, of course. As you can see, another striker. He's he's probably going to be the backup. And as you can see, similar type of player, good pace. He's got a little bit better strength, but he does lack some of the technicals. Still got 15 finishing, 15 heading, and he's got slightly better mental attributes for a striker. And I think both of those guys, we shouldn't be struggling for goals. And I think both of them coming in on loan, they're really not that expensive. Nicoli's on 350. and Boudin is on 700. That's what, 1,050 between the two. That's really cheap, considering what was on offer. And the final player brought in was Ingvarsson, the Icelandic 19-year-old who was brought in from I probably won't even be able to pronounce the club. Yeah, Breidablik, I'm going to go with. Yeah, from obviously in the Icelandic league. 150,000 release clause on him. We had the funds. Well, technically we have the transfer budget, but we were like 500,000 in the red at the time. He's such a good goalkeeper, and I had to sign him. Being 19 years old, he's got 5 under-21 caps as well. 15 reflexes, 14 rushing out, 15 handling, 14 one-on-ones. He's got pretty good pace about him as well. A little bit lacking in positioning, but yeah, again, he's only 19. Super happy with him. I did have to... He is currently unhappy, and that is because I did have to promise him that I would strengthen the squad, and I think I promised that we would make the top half next season in Serie B. So, yeah, he's on massive wages, highest earner at the club, on 4,500 per week for another 2 years at least, which is massive, and it's definitely not going to help the finances in any way, shape, or form. But I think he's a Serie A quality goalkeeper. And I think once he develops a little bit further, once he's about 22, 23, I think he'll I don't want to say world class, but he'll be a leading player for Serie A. And I think that's what the scouts say as well. Or possibly not, I guess. Apparently that just says a Serie B goalkeeper in the future. But I do expect that to change. And of course, our coaches aren't that good either. Now, the fixtures for pre-season, as you can see, we played quite a lot of friendlies. And of course, we have the 2 TIM Cup, which is the Coppa Italia qualifying rounds. The first friendly we played was a 4-1 victory over Lazio. Pretty impressive result, to be honest. Of course, all the new boys getting a chance of getting a run out. We then lost 8-4. 12 goals in this game. On TV as well, which was interesting. To Napoli. They absolutely destroyed us. And I'm surprised that we scored 4 goals. And I'm also kind of surprised that we conceded 8. But it is what it is. Obviously, all the boys pretty much getting a run out there. We then bounced back and managed to pick up a win against Foggia Calcio. 4-0 victory there. We then lost to Roma. 1-0. All these games coming at home, of course. Trying to, build back the finances through gate receipts. And the final friendly game before our cup qualifiers started was against Ascoli Calcio, and we managed to win that game 2-0. Now, the second qualifying round of the TIM Cup was against Foggia Calcio, who we played earlier, beat them 4-0 in the friendly game, and in this game we managed to beat them 5-0. Really impressive result. Meneghini on the score sheet, of course, coming in last season, despite not being able to be registered in January. He's performing really well, and he managed to come up with the opening goal here. We then had Forte getting a hat-trick within about 20 minutes, and finally Nicoli, of course, the new Lerny striker, who I'm so happy we got him in. I think he's definitely going to be a real goal-scoring threat this season. He rounded off the scoring there in the 80th minute. The next qualifying round, I was going to actually do the episode on this game, but for some reason I decided not to do it, and we won. I thought we were going to get battered, which is the reason why I decided to save the first episode for the beginning of the Serie B season, and we managed to beat them 1-0. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we beat them in the friendly game that we played them in as well, so maybe I should have sort of realised that we could do it. Anyways, the centre-back in Goglia coming up with the only goal of the game, getting us into the fourth qualifying round, which will be played against Spal, away from home. And I think if we win this game, I think we go into the quarterfinals. The first round. That's right, the first round. And I believe there's never mind. Oh wait, that's there. Yeah. So if we make it into the first round, we get £450,000 just for appearing in it. So the fact that we're that close, and that would kind of turn the finances sort of back in our favor. We would still be down to about 200, maybe 210,000, but where we're projected to be at the end of this season is really, really bad. Anyways, we also played another friendly a week after the Lazio Cup game, and we managed to beat Rijeka 3-1 in that one, which of course does leave us with today's game. Now it is against FC. People say Crotone, but I'm pretty sure it's FC Crotone, because I think you have to have the little pronunciation on the end with the E there. Obviously, normally I'd probably pronounce it Crotone, but it's Crotone. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, this is the finances, as I mentioned quite a few times. 662,000 in the red. Projection 2.5 million in the red by the end of this season. That is horrendous. And purely, it's for the fact that we can't fill our stadium. We're just not getting as many people as we need to be getting on a weekly basis to our home games. 5,500. I mean, if we were selling that out, I think we would be making money, but unfortunately, we definitely don't. I think we get maybe 1/5, on a good day. Anyway, we'll get into today's lineup. Of course, things have changed a little bit with all the new players coming into the team. Ingvarsson will start in goals, as you would kind of expect, with how much we're paying him. Meneghini will start at right back. Scarby and Ngoglia will be the two centre-backs. As you can see, in the two cup games, they have performed really, really well. Left back, Mendes, as you would expect as well. I think our back line is not very strong, but I think it's a lot stronger than it was last season. And we definitely improved our centre-backs, that's for sure. We still have Mercy, of course, down here. He's match fit and stuff, so I have been playing him a little bit. But if you just look at him, he's just lacking just a little bit. I mean, he's surplus to requirements as far as the coaches are concerned. Moving on. So we got Toscano playing as the defensive midfielder. Pellini is out injured. He's out for another 3 months, I believe, which is really bad. But we move on. Toscano can definitely do a job. Hasn't played too well so far, but he's a quality player. He'll come up. He'll turn around. Right wing, we're going to go with Bashini. Left wing, we're going to go with Forte, who, of course, got the hat-trick in that game in the second qualifying round of the Cup. The two centre mids are going to be Ambro and Saki. Very happy with that midfield pairing there. I think they're Serie B quality, those two. I definitely think they are. And then up front, we're going to go with Nicoli, who definitely is Serie B quality. I think he's probably the best player in the team. I did feel like Bashini was going to be the best player. He probably is the best player we own. However, Nicoli is a cut above the rest. The bench today is going to be Pavoni, Mercy, Belfasti, Gianchecchi, Gasperi, Calli, Boudin, Zortia, Tassetto, Barossi, Trainotti, and Chester, who is just coming back from an injury as well, Chester. So, yeah, we'll see how he does. His contract does run out at the end of the season. He's sort of kicking off a little bit about wanting a new one. I'm not too sure. I'm just not too sure if we're going to give him a new one. Maybe if he performs, but I think we need to... A lot of the players from Serie C, we need to start to let their contracts run out, free up a bit of wage space, and then bring in a bit of better quality, especially going forward into next season. Obviously, we don't want to worry about next season too much, as we do have the ball here. However, we can't really get it past the first man. Bashini, Toscano, Meneghini, Saki, or Saki, or Forte. Oh, I thought that was going in. That was a nice little curling effort. They have a corner, and Saki clears it off the line. Didn't really expect the more attacking-minded central midfielder to be clearing the ball off the line, but I'm very happy he did it. Bashini Comes inside, plays it to Saki, Ambro. Saki again. I mean, we're holding possession pretty well, but we just need to... Again, we can't get it past the first man. Crosses are pretty disappointing. And that's the end of the highlight there. We've got a corner here. Saki crosses it, low. Ingoglia probably should have scored from there. That was a decent little half chance. Bashini still can't beat the first man. He's got 13 crossing, but he can't do it. Mendes, Menegini, Ambro, Menegini again. Mendes shoots on. Good save by their goalkeeper, although it was straight at him. Toscano again with a short free kick. Short corner. Saki plays it in, and it's cleared away. Crotone, I mean, they're defending pretty well, to be honest. As we almost get on to the end of that. Mendes with a cross. Ingoglia. I feel like we're not shooting enough. I definitely feel like we're not shooting enough. Toscano plays it all the way back to Ingoglia. Toscano again. Menegini. Boschini. Menegini. Can he get a cross in? Yes, he can. Back post. Oh, the goalkeeper spilled it. That was a bit of a weird spill by the goalkeeper there, to be honest. Menegini to Ambro. Menegini again. Crossed it. I don't understand why he didn't cross it there. That was a really good opportunity. Forte. Shot blocked. Ambro. Hits the post. Okay, well, I mean, to be honest, we're playing really well. Except for the final third. You know, we're dominating possession massively. 75% to 25. Which is ridiculous. And they've only had the one shot on target. The one shot as well. As we approach half-time. But I really would have liked to have taken a lead in there, to be honest. I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. I'm going to tell the boys I'm far from pleased because we should be at least 1-0 up. If not more. I think, 2 or 3 is probably what was expected with the way we played. Anyway, Toscano to Ambro. Saki. Looks like they're going to switch the ball out to the left. Forte likes to cut inside. Of course, he is right-footed. Menegini. Boschini. I mean, this combination, this Menegini-Boschini duo is going to be pretty hard to pronounce. Oh, what a goal by Forte. I told you. He likes cutting in on that right foot. Decent little goal for him. Of course, 4th goal of the season already. And it's only the first league game. So, full credit to him. He's playing really well. I decided to put my faith in him over Cali this season. What are we going to do here? Yeah, we'll bring Boschini off. And we'll bring Chester on. We'll bring Mercy on as well for Scarby. Scarby's on at 6.5, which is really bad for your centre-backs to be on. We've got the lead. I mean, if we can just... I would love to get a victory in our first Serie B game. And it might be a bit of a measuring stick, because Crotone are one of those mid-table teams, I think. They're not the worst team in the division by any stretch of the imagination. Saki shoots on. Ooh, good save. Yeah, they're not a terrible team, but they're not one of the better teams either. So it's a good measuring stick. Like I said, if we can get the win here today. We almost had another shot on goal there. The defenders just seem to be blocking almost everything at the moment. Ambro gives the ball away. They're on the counter-attack. Puskas scores. Oh, well, that's just typical, really. Typical counter-attacking football, isn't it? I'm going to tell the boys to push forward. See if that'll do anything. Probably not. Come on, boys. Don't let the game finish 1-1 when we've absolutely dominated them. That would be so frustrating. If we lose, keyboard might be smashed. Oh my god. What a save. That's a penalty. Oh, I thought that was a penalty. Woo! Okay. Ingvarsen with a big save there as well. Full credit to him. Ambro, who is on a yellow. The game's over. I won't worry about it. I'm just going to do a bit of game management there. Come on, Nicoli. Can we get one more opportunity? There's 30 seconds left. Come on, boys. Late goal. I need it. We need it for Serie B. Oh, what a poor shot from Ambro. And there we go, guys. Full time. That's a disappointing draw. That is a really disappointing draw. Look at the stats there. 12 shots on target from us. And we scored 1 goal. Oh, that is so frustrating. Honestly, it's not the worst result in the world, starting off the season with a draw, but I don't know. I felt like we definitely should have won that game. So I'm a little bit pissed off, if I'm being honest. A little bit pissed off. Anyways, guys, hope you have enjoyed the bit of a catch-up with the new season going forward in Serie B. Would really appreciate a like. Obviously, the series is going really well. And actually, there's been a lot of support over the last, 27 episodes. And honestly, this is the type of series that has sort of reinvigorated my love for Football Manager, as well as making YouTube videos and YouTube content as well. So yeah, just want to say thank you for all the support. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you... I know there are a lot of people out there that don't subscribe, but yet they watch all my videos, which is kind of a weird thing. If you could subscribe, that'd be great, because I do have a bit of a personal goal of hitting 1K subscribers. We're not too far off that now, but it'll be great to hit. Sooner the better. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.